Module 2, Membranes. Now that we have gone over epithelial tissue and connective tissue, we can begin to learn about membranes. Membranes are made up of both of these tissue types. For example, your skin is called the cutaneous membrane. It's made up of the top layer or epidermis, which is stratified squamous epithelial tissue. The layer below that is the dermis, made from dense irregular connective tissue. And below that is a layer of another type of connective tissue, loose connective tissue. There are actually 3 categories of membranes in the body. The first category is mucous membranes. They line the entire digestive tract all the way through your body. Mucous membranes also line the respiratory tract, urinary tract, and reproductive tracts. All of these tracts open up to the outside of the body. This helps to protect the body. For example, when you breathe in air, sometimes bits of dust and other particles can enter the respiratory tract. The mucous membranes trap the foreign particles and move them back out of the body. A second category of membrane is synovial membranes. They are found around movable joints and are for lubrication. Earlier in the module, I talked about how hyaline cartilage forms a cap on the bones in a joint. This is so that the bones can move without rubbing bone against bone. Instead, it is smooth hyaline cartilage against smooth hyaline cartilage. But the cartilage needs some lubrication to prevent friction, so it is lubricated by synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is secreted by the synovial membranes that form a small sac around the sides of the joints. A third category is serous membranes. Imagine you are doing some exercises and you do a somersault, followed by standing up and twisting your body from side to side. As you move around, the organs in your abdomen move against each other. Even when you're not physically moving around, your lungs are inflating and deflating. Your heart is pumping and your stomach muscles contract as you digest food. These organs are touching other internal materials as they make these movements. Well, if they rub against each other, they create friction. You can imagine that that would be a bad thing because friction irritates tissue, and you don't want the organs of your body to be irritated. Well, serous membranes form thin, double layers around the organs, secreting a small amount of lubricating fluid into the space between those layers. That way there is very little friction between organs as they move. Well, having just covered in depth 2 of the 4 tissue types, you can see that they are varied in their structure and functions. They are perfectly designed to do what the body needs them to do. But remember, your body began as a single cell, dividing and creating more and more cells via mitosis. Those cells had to differentiate to become all the tissue types we are studying, secreting different fluids, forming different proteins, and doing a myriad of other jobs. It's absolutely fascinating that each of these cells is able to use the specific instructions in the DNA to specialize to form the specific tissues and membranes designed to work together for specific tasks in a way that your body requires so it might survive. Our bodies are perfectly and wonderfully designed.